Oh, that's the old one.
Update.
Okay.
There we go. Update. God darn it.
Yeah! Alright!
Victory.
Sometimes you just gotta take a little bit of work. A little bit of work, as Cody says, do the work. And that's and that is what we have done to create a much better looking stream. Hello everyone! And welcome to this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined once again by Jedi Jason Kruger. And this is going to be our Clash of the Champions.
There'll be a pay-per-view
show.
this Sunday.
There's a pay-per-view. And you know we're gonna have a lot.
Hooray! SCU from work.
SCU! These are going to become a lot more frequent with just the fact that we're going to have a lot more pay-per-views now.
Right? No kidding.
Okay. But if you've never seen the show before, this is Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Jedi and I have been watching wrestling together for over 15 years. We love wrestling. We love sharing our love of wrestling with other passionate wrestling fans like all of you. However, we are not insiders. We're not wrestlers. At the end of the day, our opinions carry no more weight than any other fan because we are just two marks. We try to avoid insider terms because we're not insiders, nor are we wrestlers. We're marks. So,
Not even journalists.
not even journalists. And depending on who you ask, they're marks too.
I know, right? So, Wikipedia.
And then Dave Meltzer's going to see this and be like, I used to like that guy. Now fuck him.
So Wikipedia's got this all over the place.
All discombobulated.
So I guess we'll just I'll jump around too here. I mean, I'm not going to insult the World Championships by putting them at the bottom. Let's go with what we know is going to be on the pre-show. The triple threat match.
There is one bit of news I think we should talk about real quick before we get started.
I might not be aware.
The rumor and innuendo is that they're going to phase out 205 Live and make it as part of NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good call. 205 Live's kind of...
I understand, yeah.
It's kind of the black sheep of the family, and with it being on NXT and being a part of NXT and NXT being on...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to watch it the next day. I'm going to watch AEW Live, but with everything going on, I feel like that's good for the brand, and it'd be good for the division. And
they're mashing them together because they're adding an extra hour. So.
Well, and also I feel like it'll be good because even though the Cruiserweight champions are on the main roster, this is where I think it's good, this is where I feel it'll be bad. Even though they're on the main roster, not a lot of people, they're pigeonholed as Cruiserweights.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Buddy Murphy's kind of broke out. Cedric Alexander's broke out. But they're still kind of pigeonholed as cruiserweights. With them being on NXT, it'll be a smoother transition for a guy to go from being a cruiserweight to maybe going for the NXT or the North American or the UK title.
Right.
And then they can transition to the main roster from there. So I feel like in that sense, it's a good thing. The bad part of it is you're going to see a lot of cruiserweights that were getting... albeit the pre-show, but like pay-per-view matches, pay-per-view paydays, and WrestleMania paydays, that could cease.
True.
And that is a downside. So
Takeover paydays?
definitely not as big as a WrestleMania payday.
Yeah, no.
But that is
That's what the Andre the Giant Battle Royals for.
But that's kind of I mean, there's not really a whole lot to talk about with it, but I do feel like it should be brought up.
Fair.
And yeah,
The belt will probably still be around, but the show might not.
Yeah.
Basically.
But that's now we can get into the predictions. I just really feel like that needed to be addressed before we got.
And we were addressing that because we're talking about the triple threat match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship.
Segue.
That's right. Champion Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo versus Lince Dorado.
And I guess this is another time where I should mention I don't watch 205 Live, so that may be another reason why this being integrated into NXT, similar to how I do in my universe mode on WWE 2K19, why that might be a good thing.
Humberto Carrillo. Going out on a limb.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Humberto. I cannot say that. I'm sorry. Humberto Carrillo.
I cannot roll my R's.
I cannot do that either.
As close as you're getting.
I'm gonna go with him. I feel like they're gonna want to
Yeah, he's like the new kid on the block. That kind of seems like he's been making waves. So I don't know. It seems like as good a time as any to change things up. And
Why not?
I mean, if not, it'd be Gulak. No offense to Dorado, I don't think it's
I'd
gonna
really
be
like to see
Lindsay
Lindsay
Dorado.
win, but I just don't see it happening.
But go with Humberto. We're gonna go with a surprise, heroic win. I think he's
I think
good
he's a
guy.
hero, yeah.
Everybody's a hero when you're fighting Drew Gulak and he's no-fly zone.
Indeed.
So we'll roll right in. Why don't we talk about things that aren't for championships real quick? Things like no DQ matches, Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan.
Roman Reigns is winning this one.
I mean,
they've done a good job. They've done a decent job building up Rowan, and I feel like if I were the one writing this, I think Rowan should win. But we know the WWE. We know what they want, what they're trying to achieve, who they feel the man is. And it's gonna. I'm not gonna get like too angry about this one. I mean, it's no knock on Rowan, and it's not me trying to act like. And I'm not a fan of Reigns. I mean, don't misconstrue any of this. But I feel like, they want Roman to be the guy. He beats Rowan. He goes about his merry way back to the title. Whether or not I enjoy that or not, that's what they're gonna do. It's a little bit easier for me to accept it now with AEW being around.
Fair. Maybe this is me just being stupid, but the whole story has been kind of dumb.
I did like how
they turned the story is over.
They made Rowan kind of like he's even done with Brian. Like Brian can't even control this monster anymore.
Right.
I appreciated that aspect of it. There were a lot of things that could have been better, as we addressed with the borderline comedic moment. But there were certain things that were well done. I feel like that kind of ended up being, with that kind of being in the end game, that was I liked that. That was nice.
Right.
So. I'm still going Roman Reigns in this one. It's been, like you said, a story that could have been really, really extremely well told, but ended up being kind of another head scratcher from the WWE.
Yeah, I'm having trouble seeing Rowan winning and them continuing this. Like, there would have to be big, hoopla, basically, in the match for that to happen, and I don't...
I mean, I could see... the only way I could see Rowan winning is I could see Brian coming out and, like, still costing Roman the match, so he could be like, hey, buddy... We're still here, man. Kind of thing. But
yeah, I don't know. I'd like that because we need Roman versus Brian. We need that.
Mm-hmm. We need that, but do we need that from a story perspective? Absolutely. Am I ready to see Daniel Bryan be big dogged into oblivion and beaten and all of his momentum gone? No.
I'm just ready to see Roman fight someone of Daniel Bryan's caliber, so we can get
a good match.
I mean, I understand the end game might not be so great, but
right.
Yeah, just looking at the. Yeah, betting against Roman Reigns is stupid most days.
No. You just don't do that.
I'm gonna have to agree, even though it bugs me a little.
Right.
All right, I believe that is the only match that is not for a championship because there are a lot of championship belts in WWE.
Yeah, we're calling them belts, not championship titles.
That's right. At least
look at us breaking all the rules here tonight.
Hopefully, none of these champions lost their title and found it on the side of the road. Just saying.
Yeah. So.
All right. Let's go with one that basically snuck under the rug, but it exists. Intercontinental Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura, the champion, defending against The Miz. I feel like it snuck under the radar anyway.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Nakamura. Might be going with my heart there, but Nakamura.
I'm going to go Miz. I just have a hard time feeling like they're going to let Shinsuke continue anything he's got. So.
That's fair. It's hard to bet against The Miz. He's been on the back burner for so long.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, I can't disagree. I'm just being stubborn there.
Right.
Oh yeah, let's go with this one because women's tag team championship match. Champions.
That
Alexa
might also
Bliss.
be on the pre-show as well.
True. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the
So
challengers.
so might Shinsuke and Miz, but you never know.
True. Versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. I'm going with a champion retention.
I'm going as well. I feel like they're going to build that up a little more.
Unless they do some crazy story thing right then and there with that match with near zero build. Which, don't put it past them, but...
Yeah, you never know with these people.
United States champion AJ Styles defending against Cedric Alexander. Styles.
I'm going Cedric Alexander.
Holy moly, he's going Cedric Alexander.
I think with the way AJ's been... I think AJ's destined to be in the world title picture, and I feel like they got to get that belt off of him somehow. I feel like this will be how they do it. You know, it may be with just a roll-up, and AJ may, beat him down afterwards.
I don't know, man. I don't think AJ's challenging for it next month. Hell in a Cell.
I think
Not on Raw.
I feel like
Mr. Rogers has already thrown his hat in the ring.
Yeah.
By the way, I've adored those segments.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go Cedric. I feel like they're gonna give it to Cedric. The rumor and innuendo is Paul Heyman is really big on Cedric, and I think this is gonna be.
There's a lot of Pauls that are big on Cedric.
Yeah.
Not signing him personally. What? Everybody likes Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
All right. And you remember why everybody loves Cedric Alexander, besides just Cedric Alexander. That match where he lost to Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, I remember that match. It was a match.
Where afterwards everybody was happy Kota Ibushi.
Oh yeah, I'm here on all your stuff. You don't have to explain it.
Oh, okay.
I knew Paul when you may first made the joke. I
know, but I was mentioning that Kota Ibushi was the other half of that match that really got people noticing. Because Kota Ibushi.
He's Kota Ibushi.
Just saying.
He's that guy.
All right. So let's see. So you went with Cedric. I mean, I don't. It's not a bad choice. All right. Let's go with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods versus The Revival.
They still got time before the Revival's contract's up. I'm going to go with the Revival just because I feel like now you see a little more, hey, maybe we need to sweeten the deal for people instead of just humiliate them because they're thinking about it. Maybe we need to keep some people in our house so they don't go make. Obviously, AEW is no real threat of hurting the WWE too badly. But still, Vince would not want anybody to go to their competition and make them money.
Right.
I feel like they might once again kind of like, here's your. We're using you guys. Why would you want to leave?
Right.
So there you go. I'm gonna go the Revival on this one.
I'm actually going with the Revival as well, but I think Orton might have a hand in their victory as a psychological undermining before his match with Kofi. Oh, your friends lost.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll lose too.
Well, I don't know if I'll do that, but we'll get. But that'll become more evident when I give my prediction in that match.
Well, at least we agree on who's going to win. So
yeah.
We just have our own thoughts on how they get there. That's part of the fun. All right, so let's go with the other tag team titles. Raw tag team titles: Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. In a battle of the well-established tag teams.
Yeah, this is just. I think this might actually open the show.
Oh, it's gonna because later on they're facing each other, so it's gonna play in.
See, I don't know because since that's such a thrown together team, I don't know if they would go so far as to let them.
It would be interesting if they retained and then went on to fight each other for the.
I'm probably gonna live to regret this because Dolph Ziggler's been shit on for the last month. But I'm gonna go Ziggler and Rude just because I feel like they seem like they're a good unit, but I feel like with now that the title match is coming, they'll
I think it's going to be Rude and Ziggler too. I mean, it would be an interesting story if Rollins and Strowman could keep it together and then face each other, but
right.
Rude's been getting more TV time lately. It seems like.
Seems like Bobby Roode's just role is we're going to put you with somebody else as a tag team. Here's Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Here's Dolph Ziggler now.
Both solid guys.
But it just makes no sense.
But
do you want to have a tag division of a bunch of thrown together singles wrestlers,
right?
Or do you want to go to AEW where they have a bunch of put together solid tag teams?
Mm-hmm.
But it's either here nor there. I'm just hoping the Revival, despite all the pot sweetening, they go to where tag team wrestling will be taken seriously whenever it comes time to make that decision.
So that clears out all of our
unless the WWE offer them just a completely exorbitant amount of money.
Right.
But in which case I don't blame them for staying.
No kidding. So that clears out all of our mid-card, undercard, specialty division belts. Now we just got the women's and men's main titles to go.
Woohoo!
So, Bayley, SmackDown Women's Champion versus Charlotte Flair.
I'm going Bayley. She just turned. Yeah. I mean, it'd be silly for her to lose this momentum now. I'm not putting anything past the WWE. I'm just saying it would be silly for them to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's going to be underhanded tactics, and then she's going to play it off like she did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
That's her
she's almost, I don't know, and this is kind of a big question. Is she kind of in the Jason Jordan where she doesn't realize what she's doing is making her bad? Or is she aware of what she's doing that's making her bad, that she's just playing it off? It's like, no! Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I'm waiting to see what direction they go with Bayley. But either way, I believe it's...
Bayley retention.
Bayley's retaining.
So now we got Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks.
I am going to, and even though... You've heard my opinion on Sasha Banks.
Yep.
I'm wearing the shirt for Becky. I think Sasha's winning this one. I feel like they wouldn't have done that unless there was an end game. I feel like Sasha wins and then the chase with Becky. Mm-hmm. Maybe up to the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania next year. I feel like that's... Or if they do Evolution again, maybe the chase to Evolution. Right. I'm not sure if they're doing another Evolution pay-per-view or not, but if they were to, that's why I see them doing. Like they wouldn't have had Sasha come back and turn her villainous with all of this hype and story. And I'll give it credit, like Sasha in this role is significantly better than where she was. I still think she's kind of overrated. Overrated in the sense of, like, people put her on a pedestal. I don't think she's worthy. I'm not saying she's talentless. Don't misconstrue me, despite the fact that it's no secret I'm not really a huge Sasha Banks fan. But just, to me, even though I'm not a fan, from my perspective, you've done all this, you need to... You got to capitalize on it while it's still good, or you could wait 3 months when she's lost her momentum and be like, Becky lost to the no momentum Sasha? What the fuck? If she loses now, you understand. If she loses later, it might be kind of like, what?
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. I mean, she's the only, in my mind, the only credible villain threat on
Raw.
On Raw.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, then Batman's here and he's lined up against, freaking Calendar Man and Killer Moth, and then out steps Joker, and it's like, well, he's the only one here I could take seriously who's actually taking you down, I mean, it's like, so.
Don't be knocking Calendar Man, though. He was demented as fuck on the Arkham game.
Holy crap.
That was some good... That's some good shit.
I tell you what, somebody knew how to take everything and turn it into the most dark, demented.
And his name's Paul Dini, and that's why he's probably the best Batman, at least, maybe not necessarily comic books, but in media, he's the best Batman writer there is. Because he created the best Batman thing there ever was, the animated. Or he didn't create it, but he started the best Batman thing there ever was, the animated series. Greatest cartoon of all time.
No contest here, sir.
Yeah.
You won't get a disagreement from me. Kofi Kingston defending the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. What we got? What's going on?
I'm going Randy Orton.
Ooh. I was going with Kofi.
I'm going Randy Orton because you've heard me talk about how Randy Orton's stale. I'm over him. I don't really care for Randy Orton. But I feel like I'm looking at it as I think they're eventually going to want to have the Roman chase when they get to Fox. Roman chasing Kofi.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's not going to be completely transitional. You know, he's not just going to hold it for... I don't think he's going to hold for just a month and then lose it. But I feel like they want to have the belt on a guy like Randy Orton so you can establish him as one of the top villains, and he's the champ, and here's Roman to chase him for the new Fox audience.
Now, did they go to Fox before or after Hell in a Cell? Do we know?
I don't know off the top of my head, so...
That's fine. It's not that relevant right now.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it
could be if you overthink it, but that's fine. Real quick, I'm going to jump into... Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure there weren't any...
We're a little early, so we don't have our usual chatters.
That's okay. Life is life. We are down to the final match, unless I skipped something somehow with all my jumping back and forth, but I've been pretty on top of it, I think. So, we mentioned it earlier, but Seth Rollins, the Universal Champion, is defending against Braun Strowman. And who is winning?
I'm going to go Seth Rollins.
Same.
Same. So I feel like either AJ or The Fiend is going to be going after him.
The Fiend certainly seems to be saying he is.
Yeah.
So.
And that's good because you got to capitalize on The Fiend while he's hot. And hopefully they don't chop the nuts out from under him.
I mean, what's more perfect than challenging for the belt in Hell in a Cell with that character?
You know?
So. Yep, Seth Rollins. Be interesting to see him slay Strowman after slaying Lesnar and all that, you know, one after another, and then just get murdered by the Fiend because I'm writing myself into a corner.
Right.
You know, if he challenges, we're writing ourselves into a bit of a corner too. So
yeah.
But that, I believe, be all 11 matches.
Yeah, that's probably the shortest episode of this ever. But that is
in honor of all the build they've done for this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The shortest prediction show ever.
The shortest predictions, the shortest anything show ever. Yeah, that's pretty much it for us this week. Anything else on the news front that we...
Buckle up for next week or next month. I mean,
oh yeah,
Fox, AEW.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's any more real big news stories to talk about right now. So
nothing new.
Yeah, that is it.
The bubbly.
That is pretty much it for our show this week. Let me know what you think about. Give us the champions in the comments section below if you have to watch this after the fact.
Give us a whole long scope story.
Yeah, because that's better than what we... I mean, I really don't want to say.
Maybe WWE will see it and, take your ideas. I mean...
I honestly didn't realize until later this week this was going to be a prediction show. I was kind of like,
That's the great job they've done promoting it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't even know... Yeah. I just want you to let us know your predictions.
I'm not even sure they remember they had a pay-per-view. They're looking for this Fox thing and moving to NXT, and they don't even...
Trying to run AEW out of business, and... Yeah, that is...
I'm going to be surprised if Vince wakes up tomorrow. We had Bryce Hayes fighting in Hell in a Cell. What?
If you enjoyed this video, please give this a like, share it, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, from the world of gaming, anime, comic books, and all things geek culture. Go like my Facebook page at facebook.com/athleticgeek89. Go follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89. And go follow me on Instagram at athleticgeek89. Jed, I don't have social media because he's got kids and ain't got time for that shit. But message me on one of the social medias if you have any mail for Jedi and he'll get it.
Talk to me, people.
Yep,
It's an open challenge at this point.
it's an open challenge. But in this very, very short edition of the show, that's Jason Krieger. I am the Athletic Geek. We are just two marks, and we're out. Have a good one.
Bye. Have a good evening.